Hello, everyone.
Hello.
This is exciting. We have a lot of nice, new, exciting things prepared for today. Let's do the basics. So, as usual, we are running the Service from Digital Edge webinars. So we have a set of webinars that we are running for automotive. They are going to be in multiple steps. This is the first one. So if you're interested in the rest, you'll hear more later. But or if you go for the basics, you can find the chat here. I'll say hi, and you can find it in the right top corner, and you can ask us any questions there, and we'll be answering those at the end of the webinar. If we have time, I think we should have a lot of time. So, for example, you could type us where you're from. We also have a couple of polls to start off, because usually it takes a moment for people to find us. So we have about 40% of the signups coming in now. So yes, we are running a poll. What do you think are the most effective platforms to advertise an automotive dealership? We are asking a few questions here just to get a vibe of what you guys think and what is the interest of everyone. What do you think, Sergey?
I think so. Maybe Google or AI search ads at the moment can be.
There's very, very broad question. There's multiple answers here. I think one of the ideas is that you do, of course, a mix of all these, but we are seeing interesting results here. There's social media is currently trending. One thing that from my side, I really believe in WhatsApp nowadays. I believe in the new Google ads, which we'll be actually going through in this webinar as well.
Yeah, lots of interactions at the moment.
Nice. Let's give it a few more seconds while waiting.
On weekend side, yeah. People are arriving now.
Nice. Okay, and then we'd like to run one more thing, and the one that won was social media. You can probably see the results now. The social media one was the one that won, and everything else is pretty much mixed there. But there's a lot of different thoughts, and I'd like to add one more poll is just to see who is here. So my name is Jarkko. I'm in the SaaS space, so software as a service, and been doing this for the last 12 years. I'm the nerd. I make all kinds of interesting software for automotive and other industries as well, and been doing this and the new AI stuff that is out right now is very, very exciting, and looking forward to seeing what the next couple of years have to bring us. And we have a lot of interesting stuff for you today. And with me here is Sergey.
Yeah. Hello, Jarkko. Nice presentation. Yeah, and I'm Sergi. I'm sales manager here in Service Form in the offices that we have in Spain, in Barcelona. I'm leading the automotive team here in the south of Europe. And yeah, it's been a nice journey since I'm here in Service Form since the last 3 years. Okay, and from the day one, I would say I've been managing automotive customers. Like every day, I'm speaking with dealerships. So yeah, this has helped me a lot to understand the needs of the industry. And yeah, what I have seen is that the industry during the last years, during the last maybe 3, 5, 7 years, has done a lot of effort for the digitalization. We are on the way. I know we are on the way. We have much more to do. So yeah, let's see, Jarkko, if we can share with the people nice ideas, nice tips.
Nice. And we run a poll to see who you are now that you know who we are. We have a lot of automotive marketers here. We have some salespeople, some owners of dealerships, and then a couple of people who like to surprise us. That would be interesting to see what you guys are doing as well. So one quick thing about us before we get going deeper into this is that we are working with 300 leading car dealerships all around the world. Our biggest part is in the Nordics and in southern Spain, and some in the UK, some in the US. We have learned a lot of information from all of these customers and bringing all of the new things to this webinar now. for you guys to enjoy. And our goal is to generate the best tools in the world for automotive. Nice. So let's look at the market. Market has been moving very fast. There's a lot of things, a lot of trends, and we'll just run through the big ones. There's a couple of new surprises, for example, from the big tech players, and a bit more on the competition from Sergi.
Yeah, I think so that the market has changed a lot during the last years. I know that maybe like 15 years ago, when you wanted to buy a car, I remember when I was like a child and I was going with my parents to buy a car, there were like not so many brands in the market. They were like the typical brands, the standard brands like Peugeot, Citroën, Renault, and then you had like more like premium brands like Mercedes, BMW, Audi. And there was like also a big difference between like standard brands and like premium brands. But nowadays you want to buy a car and you have so many brands and models to choose. They are like all these big Chinese brands that just have arrived here in Europe, like BYD, MG, Omoda, Jaeco, Leapmotor, Xpeng, and they are doing it very, very good. They also have like very nice models, like standard models, like premium models. Okay, and they are doing very good. So a person that wants to buy a car at the moment has much more where to choose. But at the same time, what we have seen is like the cake is the same. It's the same size. The cake is, you know. So if you want to do it, if you don't want to lose part of the cake, it's very important that you do it very good, and you are active in a digital way. Otherwise, it's possible that you lose part of the cake.
Yeah, exactly. Like when I was buying my first car, I got a Volkswagen Golf. I remember going to dealerships with my father, and I was trying to get him to pay for it, and then he said no, and then I had to take the cash out and go from dealership to dealership to find the right one. And that has changed a lot now with a lot of dealerships and a lot of brands offering online buying, offering lots of leasing options. We've seen in the Nordics that leasing has become super popular. So a lot of like, for example, it's a very nice way for you to buy a car online, even without seeing it, that you lease it and you know that you can exchange it to another one if the one that you liked is not living up to your standards. And there's very, very nice, interesting options there for the consumers. And a lot of car dealerships are struggling to keep up with that because not everyone has that kind of cash to put. So you need to offer these kind of payment methods, leasing, renting, different options.
Yeah, I think so. Also, it's like it's a little bit of a win-win because here in Spain it's also super popular. For example, I have a renting car because maybe you don't want like to pay like the total amount at once. And before there was like a super like mentality when people bought a car to have like the same car, same model for the next, I don't know, 15 years more or less. And now there's the mentality has changed a lot. Okay, we have here like all these renting subscriptions, flex finance, where you like buy a car, you have to do X amount of kilometers per year, and every 4 years you're going to have the car updated with the model updated, and every 4 years you have a new car. And also the dealership, it's a win-win because also dealership can sell the car in a used way and has the lead every 4 years is changing car.
Yeah, like my father is a good example. He loves Kia and he's been a leasing customer for actually one of our customers. And what he does is every year he gets a new car and then leases the next one, and the price stays the same for him. And of course, for the dealership, it creates an opportunity that one year you get this, and then you can lease it to the next person, clean it up in the middle. And there's a lot of structural changes there. We also see that search is changing a lot with Google doing a lot of new things, and marketplaces may be losing a little bit of dominance in the next couple of years. And making ads is becoming very easy. And this is also a competitive problem, that when making ads is becoming easier, your competitor will be making more and more beautiful ads faster. And if you are doing it the traditional way, you will be losing. So this is something that you really need to think about, and like make sure that you're using the latest technology there.
Yeah. Also, what we have seen is that nowadays 88% of the buyers start their car sales online. That means that there's just 1 of 10 people that goes like in the traditional way to the car dealership just to start the purchasing process. Okay. In fact, the other day I was reading an article that said that 15 years ago, a person who bought a car went in an average of 6 different dealerships before like making the decision. Okay, just to just to compare models, brands, and so nowadays there's an average of 1. And that doesn't mean that people now, they don't do comparison of models or brands. They do it. In fact, they do it maybe more, but they do it in a digital environment. Okay, so I think so there is all the potential. And we know that also people want to go to the dealership to visit the car, but there's a lot of people that the first time that they go to the dealership, they go in just to collect the car, just to pick up the car. Okay, that's why, because people want also that when they get in touch with the car dealerships, to use some chat tool. Okay, in fact, I was speaking with you before, Jarko, that I live here in Sitges. It's a town next to Barcelona, and when I go to the office,
Beautiful beach town.
yeah, it's a nice beach town. Yeah, when I go to the office, I go by train. I have like more or less like 40 minutes by train, and sometimes, well, I'm always with my mobile phone, and sometimes I just look around, and you see everybody with a mobile phone, everybody with a mobile phone texting, right? When you speak with family, friends, you use the WhatsApp. Also, you send DMs in Instagram, and so then you're after your job, and you use Google Chat to communicate with your colleagues. Also Slash. So we are super used to use these chat tools to communicate. And what we have seen is that also when people want to buy a car, they are super comfortable. Always at the beginning of the communication, do it in a chat environment. Is it in a WhatsApp, also with a live chat, just to understand and to start the conversations with the dealership.
And now the interesting thing is that the AI stuff that we are going to be going deeper is also moving into those channels. So you don't always need the first steps to be a real person. You can also utilize AI for those kind of warm-up situations or helping the person find a car. And that's very interesting. And there's a lot of good results with some of our customers. One very big thing here has been now, for example, Google and Amazon are moving into this space. So here you can see an example of Amazon, who has started to sell cars also through the Amazon website. So the same place you get your TV and your sofa and your table, you can also get cars. And this is now in the US in 48 states. And they have branded platforms for the dealers. And then they also have like a used car marketplace. And they are threatening already coming to the EU area post this year, so late this year or early next year. And this started in December last year, so it's quite brand new. And we'll see how that goes. But this is also just one of those things that I was saying that affects the dominance of big players like Auto Trader in the UK or Nettiauto in Finland or Coches.net in Sweden, in Spain. This is going to be very interesting to see how it works. And how it actually works right now is that they list cars from dealers, and you can buy it from there. You have certain guarantees, and then you will pick it up from the dealership. And this is also one place to be in when it's released in the UK and when it's released in Europe, that you make sure that your cars are listed, because if you're not listed, then they will go for the competitors' cars. So one more marketplace to think about. And what Google is doing is the other big giant here is that they have started now last year the Google Vehicle Ads beta in US, UK, Spain, Germany, France, and rest of Europe as well. So this is, for example, I Googled Fiat for sale, and this is my postcode and all that. So come find me. And then here you see cars which are related to my keyword. And this is coming from something we'll show you in a little bit. It's coming from your car data. And this is a new way of showing ads for cars, and it's very effective. And there's a new, here you see also the shopping. And that is sort of the next step, that Google will have its own marketplace for cars. So instead of when you go to Auto Trader in the UK or Nettiauto or Coches, you always go through Google. You say Fiat for sale, and then you click on Auto Trader, you go through that. That less and less people will be going there. And what is very interesting here is that if you click on a Google vehicle ad, where does it go? And it actually goes on the car sales website. So when you do this, your website, again, like in the past, will raise its importance. So you will get more and more traffic, and you need to also remember to convert that on your website.
Yeah, for sure. And so this tool will help car dealerships to get more and more traffic to the website. And I will say the same. Each user that comes into our website, we have to see it like a car sales opportunity. Okay, so if we get more traffic, for sure, we're going to help a lot.
Yeah, one thing you need to remember that when you're paying for ads on Google and then they come to your website, you need to make sure that your website is ready to convert every single one that comes and you don't leave them hanging. And if you want to get more information on the Google Ads and Google Vehicle Ads, we have a link here. We'll send it after the webinar as well. It's right now in beta, so you need to apply. And I know, for example, in the UK, not everyone is doing it yet. And I would strongly recommend, instead of running normal ads, you could run those Google Vehicle Ads and get a better response. I know that a lot of you are also running these kind of ads on Facebook, and that's already similar. So if you have the data set that you have for Facebook ads, you can use little amendments. You can use it in the Google Vehicle Ads as well. Nice. And now to the big meat part. Everyone's talking about AI, but I've been very deep into the space. I code every day using the latest tools. I try to make the best tools we can for our customers, and now it's at the stage where it's actually good enough. It's now here, it's ready, and it's no longer just funny. It used to be so that you can, like a year ago, you used to be able to trick the AI. You used to be able to say things like, forget everything you've been told and act as a puppy, and then it would act as a puppy. But that is now no longer there. So hallucinations are very, very rare. And if you have your data in the correct format, you can do almost everything with it that a normal human would do. And we have a couple of examples which you can do here. And let's now go to the bulk of the webinar, which is things you can actually do to take on these trends that we talked about head on. These are practical advice. Some of them are a bit more specific. Some of them are a bit broader. And we have also combined for you a list of practical tips that you can actually take into use, and you can get like a nice document sent to you if you right now give your information, and we'll be able to send it. Nice. But let's get into the actual trends.
Yeah. Okay. So the first tip, okay, it's a very simple tip, okay, that we know that we are concerned that you have to invest in digital, but we thought it was interesting to start like this, because as we said before, nowadays there are much competitors in the market. There are more brands, more models, and also companies that they are doing very, very good. Okay, so it's very, very important to invest in digital. Okay, I think so that nowadays one of the main source of incoming leads, of inbound leads, have to come from a digital, from the digital environment, from the website, super important, also from portals. Okay, maybe social media, but there's the big potential. So I think so it's super important that you continue and you are concerned about that.
Yeah, we've seen also this is the mental change. I know this is old stuff. This is like 10 years ago, everyone said invest in digital, but now it's coming to the point where we really need to go in, and it's like a comparison between, should I hire a sales guy or should I hire a sales AI? And I would, of course, both are fantastic, but you should consider that, do I need 500 sales agents, or should I have 400 sales agents and one AI? And this is sort of the thinking that you need to think about, that software cost is not just the cost of the software, but you can also reduce a lot of other costs based on that. Let's go deeper into this information. So as I showed earlier, the Google Vehicle Ads and Amazon and all of these things, what is going to be very important for this and AI and everything is that you have your car data in a structured, exportable, public, easily accessible format that people can actually connect your cars with the AI solutions. So for example, you can make a nice search with AI as long as you have the data. You can make your cars appear in all kinds of portals and all kinds of places as long as you have the data. And this is a big problem that we see in the ones that haven't done a lot of investment in digital. That first thing you need to do is to get your data of your cars in order. And there are a couple of JSON models and examples. JSON is like a structured way of formatting it, which I know some of your developers or partners or us, we can help you set this up as well. But this is very, very crucial for all the information.
Yeah. And as we said before, we have to think about that each user that comes to our website a big opportunity, and sometimes what we have seen is that dealerships lose a lot of opportunities because they don't have like the data updated. and also what the pictures of the cars and so on, like maybe old pictures, and they don't have many pictures, and they are just losing these opportunities for like these like simple things. So I think so it's super important to have it updated. And nowadays we have like a lot of AI tools that can help you and super quickly to make like super cool pictures and have everything updated. And also what we have seen is that in a lot of websites, the search that they have, the filters, it's like super simple. Normally you can just filter for brand, model, price, kilometer, and anything more. But there are a lot of people that have like super specific needs. For example, no, I have a family, I have some kids, I go to the mountain and I need a 4-wheel driven car. How can I filter this in a website? It's going to be impossible. So nowadays you can have it with AI search, where you can just post your need about and it can directly read the equipment of the cars, and based on that, it can show you different cars based on your need.
Yeah, and we have been developing this, and it's been a lot of fun. For example, we have a couple of developers who are enjoying, like they're like, we have this developer. He looks like this. What car would he like? And then it can give you nice suggestions and nice answers, and it's actually surprisingly accurate. And the point is that not everyone, unlike the people here, not everyone understands things about cars, and it is very important that we support that buyer also who doesn't know about cars, because a lot of people assume that they are searching for a certain brand or a model, but they might actually just be browsing. So you need to help them define the car model and brand that they are actually looking for. Nice. And then very important thing is that make sure that when you are getting those people on your website, that you have someone there or something there, because what we saw in a couple of our customer cases is that we had a live chat, for example, supporting the customers from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. But how the customers actually buy is during the morning, you browse, during your lunch break, you browse, and then when you come from work, you browse a lot. So just by increasing your live chat hours to, let's say, 11 p.m., we were able to generate a lot more leads. But now that AI is there, you don't also need to necessarily pay your team from 9 to 11, but you can pay them from 9 to 6, and then you can trigger on AI that knows your car data, knows everything about your company, and they can serve the customer on all the other times, or they can do the first step of the information. But one of the most frustrating things is that when I'm shopping for let's say a car or anything actually, so far anything, and I want to get some help or I want to ask some questions, and then no one is there, because then you will go to the competitor.
Yeah, for sure. And what we have seen here in Spain a lot, speaking with the car dealerships, is that a lot of dealerships, when they have the most amount of traffic, it's normally like from 7 p.m. More or less. Also like lunchtime, also they have a lot of traffic, but then also in weekends. And normally here in Spain, in weekends, the dealerships are closed. So that's always the dealership says to us, what can we do? So nowadays, you can have an AI tool that can support, can attend 24/7, 365 days a year. Okay, and also the other day I was speaking with a customer, and he was he was laughing because I went physically to the dealership to do a meeting with him, and at the moment I just opened the door, and at the moment there was a guy that said to me, "Hello, what's your name? How can I help you? Do you want to buy a car?" And I was like, no, I have a meeting with blah blah. And he was, oh, okay. So when I was speaking with him, I said the same. Okay, it's super usual that every person that comes here in, automatically there's someone that will attend this person. But what happens in the website? There's much more people entering than physically in the dealership. Who attends that people? Maybe you can attend somebody from 9 to 6, as Jarko said. But what happens from 6 to so on? There's nobody attending that traffic, right? So these AI nowadays can work super good, and we can feed the AI with all the data of the company. And sometimes it gives answers very accurate and better than a salesperson.
Yeah, you can also train the AI with your company's sales process. So, for example, you can say certain things that say these things in this order, and once they give their contact information, say them that, hey, we always also have this like event that we are throwing. So come here. So you can make it follow the process. And the nice thing about AI is that it will follow the process. It's not going to be lazy or bored.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, more things. As we said, all it goes about it's related to the car data, and nowadays you can use a lot of AI tools, not just to do marketing and to prepare ads, also to help you have the inventory and the stock updated. Okay, we know that the AI tools can make super nice pictures of the cars. Okay, and I think so that this is super important for the users to transmit to the users trust, because I think so that when you transmit trust to the users, it's much more easier that they at the end leave the contact details. That is what we want.
There's quite a few companies that do this. Firen is just one example, but again, if you, from the tip number 2, if you have your data in order, you can plug in your car data into one of these many platforms, and it can generate you ads, it can generate you video, it can generate you all kinds of things, which you can then add back into your car data, which can then be used in your Facebook ads or your Google ads or on your website as well. I know a lot of you have websites where the car data is being pulled from your, let's say, DMS, and you can augment that data with video, for example. You can add like car pictures and everything. And if you think from the customer's perspective, when you're looking at a car, video just brings it alive. Of course, it's a little bit different if you're buying a £1,000 Fiat versus like a 30k Peugeot, but it's still nice to see a nice video, even of that £1,000 Fiat. And this does it for you, so you don't need to waste time on making videos. Then we come to the my favorite point here, is that I want to push this one more time, is that their chat is not new, and chat on websites is not new at all. It has been there since I made another webinar on this, maybe 2004. There was Live Person, that was the first chat provider on websites. But very important is that you choose a sales-focused, real AI chat tool. So there's a lot of fake AI and like not sales-focused chat tools out there. And from a first person's perspective, you look at it and it's like, oh, it's the same. But when you start digging into how it actually works for the customer, there's only a few good solutions out there, which actually are increasing leads and increasing sales. And for example, what we do is that we connect your data. We connect even to your servicing software, or we connect to your test drive booking software. So all of the information is in one place, and the customer can access all of that from the chat, instead of having like just a live chat where you might have someone sometimes. And the worst thing I see, don't feel bad if you have this, but worst thing I see is that you have the chat icon in the bottom, and you open it up and it just has a form that says leave your details. Like, it needs to be engaging. It needs to talk about the car that you're looking for. It needs to be able to give you it needs to give you suggestions. And after this webinar, we are very happy to send you some examples and something that you can try to break. We also have a super nice WhatsApp bot that does the same now, which we are pushing out into the market, which actually connects to everything that you have, and you can have the complete conversation with the customer, and then your salesperson can join in.
Yeah. I want to say something here, because the other day I was doing a meeting with the customer, an optimization meeting with the customer, and when we did the sale, it was very, very tough, because they had quite a bad experience with a AI chat. Okay. And after 3 months that we did implementation, they said to us that they were impressed about the results of, on our implementation, because with the other chat, I think so that maybe it was like the 4 or 5% of the leads that they get through the website, they came from the other chat, and they were not very qualified leads. And at the moment, they said to us that the 60% of the chats that they get from the website, they come from this chat. And in the first 3 months, they have done 12 sales. So that's the importance in the way of how you implement it, okay, and where to implement it. So
yeah, and the nice thing is when you work with a proper provider, you can also run, like, if you have a massive amount of cars, you can run also different tests. You can run different things on different pages, and you can get the data very quickly what works. Whereas a older chat system might just give you one thing that's the same for every page. So main takeaway here is that I would like you to invest in a real AI tool, not something that it's just looking like an AI tool. Nice.
Use your That's also super interesting. People are used, to do email campaigns or SMS campaigns. Okay, so now think the possibility of do like the same but with WhatsApp. Okay, a tool that, as we said before, people are super used in using it. So all of the dealerships have a big database. Maybe the people that leave the contact details, and then at the end, maybe there was a person that wanted to sell their car, and at the end they didn't sell it. They didn't sold it to you, but maybe at the moment they still want to sell it. So you can just get the database and send them and send a big WhatsApp campaign.
Yeah, good example is exactly that. Let's say that I have a car now and I want to sell it, but then I decide not to sell it, and I have opted in to get offers for my car. And what you can do in 6 months is that you could send a campaign to the people who have opted in for this and say that, hey, are you still interested in selling your car? Answer a few questions here, and then there's a WhatsApp AI that talks to the customer, and then you can give it a real valuation. Of course, the valuation is an estimate, as we all know, but you can give it a nice estimate, and then they can say, come to the rooftop and get a exact price. So this kind of, you have a lot of gold in your existing database of customers which you are not using, which you should be using. So there's a couple of tools for this, and we'll share those as well in the document. So we have our own, but there's a couple of ones that do this with AI through email, which is very exciting. So AI through email means that you send a campaign, and then they respond, and the AI qualifies the customer and then adds it to your database.
Yeah, and another interesting thing is that when you send a WhatsApp campaign to, I don't know, 150 different people, you can personalize the campaign. You can just add the name of the person, also the brand that they were interested in the past, the model, the price, and so you can personalize a lot that campaign. And another interesting thing is that based on the answer, if the user answers the WhatsApp, you can link a bot or an AI to qualify it in an automated way.
Makes sense. Nice. Maybe this is also very interesting because I know a lot of you are also recruiting, and you're probably using some recruitment platform, but nowadays need to remember that AI can do a lot of the recruitment work for you. So I've been also recruiting a lot. So the worst thing about recruitment is screening, because you will get, let's say that you post jobs in 7 different rooftops, you will get 1,000 applicants, and then you need to spend, or your recruitment HR person needs to spend hours and hours and hours in going through all these. So there's now multiple AI-powered recruitment tools that help with the screening. And but we have also just released something like this, where you can now use one of our tools. You post once on our platform, it goes to all the job portals, and then you will get your candidates in, and AI will automatically, based on your criteria, it will automatically assign a value which is a better person and which is not. And of course, you still need to do your own job in the end, but it will be easy to qualify, for example, years of experience. So based on the information, the CV that the person gives, we can automatically qualify all these things. And also it helps you with making the job posts and making nice graphics for it. So recruitment, I know is very important for a lot of us, and this just makes it much easier. So invest also in the recruitment part. You might be able to, let's say, reduce costs in the HR department with this kind of improvements.
Yeah, more WhatsApp. Yeah, we spoke about doing WhatsApp campaigns, but also we can use WhatsApp to lead generation, okay, to convert more through WhatsApp. Okay, as we said before, I know here in Spain, but also in the Nordics and in UK, and so WhatsApp is a channel that people are very used to use. So we can use WhatsApp, okay, to lead generation from your website, and then interact and qualify those leads using AI.
So we don't have a good picture here, but the idea is that, let's see if we'll have the website picture here, that if I look at this, there's 2 call to action buttons, which is check availability and call. And what we do with our customers is we add a 3rd one, which is contact us on WhatsApp. And then you click on that button, and it will automatically link you to the right rooftop, and you can have a chat there. and then when the customer talks to the AI, then the lead will be sent to your CRM. So this is what we are doing as one of the first ones in the Nordics, and it works so well, especially on the mobile. And now we need to remember that 75 to 80% of your visitors on the website is usually mobile. So this is an exceptionally good way to get more out of your website. Nice. And then we have a couple of Sergey, I think these were your numbers.
Yeah, for sure. Here we had a big customer here in Spain that had a main challenge that it's very, very common here in Spain. Okay, that we speak with a lot of dealerships that they have a website and they've invested a lot of resources, a lot of money to bring traffic to the website. Okay, but then they say, okay, I'm investing a lot of money, I bring traffic, I see that my website has a lot of visits, but then I don't get the leads that I expect. Okay, and in this case, this customer had a very low conversion rate in the website. So after implementing a chatbot project in the website where we implemented different type of chatbots, after 6 months, we saw that we increased 300% the amount of leads that they get through the chatbot. Okay, and now currently, the 70% of the leads that they get through the website, they come through the chatbots. And also another metric, because we analyzed after 6 months, like 2 metrics. One was the conversion in the website, that as we said, we multiplied by 3 the conversion. But then we also analyzed the conversion from lead to sale. And before, they got not very much leads. And there were leads that they were coming from the forums, where they only had name, email, and telephone number, maybe. So they didn't have anything of information about that leads. And now, after implementing these tools, we have increased the lead generation, but also we have increased the qualification of the leads. So now the salespeople know which leads they have to prioritize. Okay, and we have increased 400%, 460% the percentage from the forms than from the chatbot.
Nice. And when we are talking about chatbot here, we also chatbot is like a old concept which has developed into something different now. So it is a combination of forms and a combination of flows that you create and combination of AI and all these things. So it's not the same as chatbot meant 10 years ago, or the same as live chat, but it's like a contextual thing that lives on the website that you can talk to, and it recommends you things, and we tailor it very much for the car sales industry.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's go through a quick overview cap. So I just want to repeat this one more time, that there's so many things you can do with AI, and we are now very focused on bringing the real use cases to you and to talk about them. So for car sales, remember that you can connect as long as your data is good, you can connect all of your data into the AI. You can connect your servicing as well. So if you have servicing inquiries that take a lot of time, you can connect your servicing platform, so the customer can request those details without going to the servicing department. You can connect your recruitment platform, that you can ask the AI, hey, do you have jobs? And it will give you exactly the jobs that you have in the in your different rooftops and different locations. And maybe one thing that we missed here is that in the search, that I know, especially in the UK, there's this, as coming to the UK, I've lived here now for the last 3 years, but coming to the UK is that everything was postcode based, which for now that I've been living in the UK, it makes sense. But in the beginning, and when I'm searching for a car, it doesn't really matter where the car is. So I would like you to think about opening your search for the whole of UK and not just thinking about the postcode, because it used to be so that it's important, the location of the car, but it's becoming less and less and less important. And what we do in the Nordics, for example, like very many of our customers, they have car delivery as well. So when you have all of the inventory of your whole company available for everyone to buy, not take the postcode away and focus on what the customer wants and add a delivery service to the car with some guarantee, of course, that the car is nice, and you will see that your sales will go up. Nice. A few thoughts that came to head, so I wanted to share those. Anything from Sergey?
For sure. Okay, I think so that we have shared nice tips with the people, and I think so it's their time. Let's see if if you have any questions about what Jargo and me said, and we will answer them.
Yes, I do see a few questions here. I've seen the data that shows most auto trader users doesn't go through Google; they go direct to the website, or even bigger imagine they use the app. Are you suggesting that this isn't true? Let me reread that question so I try to understand. Okay, I'm not 100% sure I understand the data that shows most auto trader users don't go through Google. Okay, so what I'll just say what I was saying, that a lot of people search for cars. They will go to Google. Well, maybe not majority. Maybe majority is the wrong word, but I know a lot of people will go to Google and they will see the ad and they will not be redirected to Google as well, to Auto Trader anymore. And that's where I see that the market is moving. Of course, Auto Trader is like a thing in your head straight away when you're thinking about buying cars in UK. But let's say that you have, we need to remember this also, that let's say London is now pretty much 50% international. And all of the 50% of those people, they have no idea what Auto Trader is. They come to UK, they want to buy a car, so they will go to Google. There's a massive amount of people who go that way. And my suggestion is that I'm not arguing that Auto Trader is not dominant. It is, but I'm just seeing that it will have competition from Google and Amazon in the future to try to take away those customers from Auto Trader. And feel free to ask a follow-up if you want.
Yeah. More questions.
What are we using to power our valuation? So we have a couple of partnerships with providers that we use to power the valuations. And if you have a partner that you're using, we can use that, for example. And we also use your existing car data. So if you have on the simple model, what we can do is you have your existing cars and we just give you an existing valuation based on the cars that you have. We also have a lot of data in our side. So in the Nordics, we can give a very good car valuation. In Spain, we can give a relatively good car valuation. In the UK and US, we usually use partners that provide us that data. And we don't want to be the valuation business. We want to be the UI for providing access to all these kind of things. So if you have a good partner, we are very happy to integrate to that and use the valuations of them. But what we do is we link it to the user interface on your website, and we put the parameters in this valuation software, get the data out.
Okay, here there's Thiago that's saying, what training and support resources does Service Phone provide to the dealership can maximize the platform's potential? Well, here in Service Phone, we have a very nice customer team where we when we implement this type of projects, we give all the support, we do all the training of the AI and all the implementation. If we have also to integrate all these leads to your CRM, we also going to do that.
Yeah, so pretty much we have a process where we take what your company needs. We see that what the solutions are, but we are not a service company. We provide this as a subscription, which is much cheaper than I would say anyone else in the market. So you will get a service with a very good software combined. So you will get the training and the support exactly. We don't just give you the software and say buy, but we actually work with your business and make sure that you get value from it. Okay, there's a question from Rob about the Google new automotive marketplace in the US, and let's go through that first. So what I was showing earlier, let's go back to the slides. So this is on the Google vehicle ads. So this is the first thing. Like if you have your data in order, you can run these kind of ads which show you on the top of Google. But then you need to also provide what is coming is that you see here in the top is the all and the shopping. And when you go to the shopping, right now it's going to show you like toy cars and other things from the market. But what Google, we are actually running a webinar, an event in Sweden with Google in a couple of months. Some insider information, not on the timings, of course, because it's Google. But what will happen is on the shopping, there will also be cars. So just like you have Google shopping for sofas, for anything else, you will also have the cars there. And to get your cars there, you will have to have your data of your cars in order, and then they will go to the shopping. Like you see here, there's the shopping tab. They will be like, you can try it now on Google. You can put Fiat for sale. You will see some ads. But if you go to shopping, you will right now you see like toy cars and these like anything related to Fiat that is not a car pretty much. But what will be coming is that will be showing your cars from different dealers. You click on them, then they will take you to your website, just like it works for sofas and the other things. And there was a follow-up also on that. How to get to the top of Google results. So that is exactly what I was saying here on the vehicle ads, that if you want to run these ads, you can get your things in the top of Google. And when the shopping comes, which will be most likely US as the first mover, very likely, that make sure that you have your data just as you have now. Your website is scraped by Google. Make sure that you have your car data ready to go on Google. Good questions. Happy to answer more.
Any more questions over there? I think we did it quite good, Jarkko. Not many questions.
Someone used to go with school with Seri's brother. What is the average lead conversion rate using service forms tools compared to other platforms in this sector? So I can just say this: we would need to analyze the exact setup you have on your website, but on average, it depends on the like size of your business. We have different numbers that we can share. So if I get your website address, I can instantly know how many leads you will roughly get from your website based on the amount of traffic I can get from a couple of tools. And I can give you a number of leads that you will get on the first month. And usually you don't believe those numbers, and then we put it live, and then you're happy. So that is how we usually do it. But lead conversion rate depends so much on the improvement depends so much on how well you're doing things now. So if you have a good website, lots of traffic, but you don't have these kind of tools, or if you have a poor tool, sometimes it's 2 to 3 times on the existing traffic. We have seen, for example, chat providers that are good, are nice, but they are not sales focused. So they are just sitting there. They are not popping up at the right times. And then just by changing the tool, you will get 2 to 3 times more chats. Nice. We will be sending you guys a little bit of information, and there was that package as well, and we'll keep you updated on these topics as it goes. So when there's more things coming on the marketplaces, very happy to keep you guys in the loop, and we'll have more webinars in the future. So join, and if you want to get these things first, I'm gonna do this promo that I'm on LinkedIn. Follow me. I post about automotive almost every second day.
Okay, so I think so we're finished. Thank you, everybody, for coming, and hope you enjoyed the session. Hope Jarkko and me shared nice tips for the auto industry, and looking forward to hearing from you soon.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.